Why hello there boys and boys. We're going to be putting our glasses back on for this video. Because this video is rated S for Savage. Wow. Why hello there ladies who are gentlemen. I hope you have been enjoying our Revelation series. But today's video is going to be much more savage. Because today we are going to be using the Eldritch Nightmare Staff in a PvP zone against other players. And here to help me explain the powers of the Eldritch Nightmare Staff is this random guy that I found who happened to have 99 magic.
The Eldritch Nightmare Staff has a special attack, Invocate, that consumes 75% of the player's special attack energy to hit the target for a high amount of damage, and restores the caster's prayer points by 50% of the damage dealt. Invocate can boost the caster's prayer points above their prayer level, like the Ancient Mace, up to a maximum of 120. The special attack does not consume runes. The special attack will restore prayer even if used against a target that has lower health or has immunity to conventional weaponry, similar to the Saradomin Godsword. The base damage for Invocate is scaled based on the player's magic level, ranging from 39 at level.
Alright, I've heard enough. Thanks a lot random guy, we get the point. The Eldritch Nightmare Staff is basically meant for PvM, which is why this staff is considered an unpopular weapon for PvP. Thanks a lot for the information random guy. Let's go check what our max hit with the staff's special attack will be on our magic pure in the next room. Alright boys, here we go. Using an imbued heart, and with 96 magic, our max hit is a 55? What? Are you kidding me? That's it? Wow. This staff is obviously a lot worse than the volatile Nightmare Staff. But that doesn't mean we won't be clapping some massive clowns for their massive banks. Take a close look at this reptilian gold farmer, who actually thought he was rich. Just because he could afford gold boots and a gold shirt. Wow. Begone you bucktooth lizard rat. For these lands are much too savage for someone who still tries to look cool matching that gold shirt with those dumbass gold boots. Sorry to break it to ya buddy, but you ain't rich, or smart, or good. Ha 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 ha. Wow. That's what I'm talking about boys, that's what I'm talking about. Back-to-back chops. Followed by back-to-back slaps. Watch closely boys as this confused flax picker gets completely annihilated back to the steps of Trash Town. Better known as Lumbridge. Which is basically just a place you never want to be. On any given time, on any given day, because you might just end up getting capped for a loaf of bread. And that's just a solid fact. Now boys, take a close look at this guy right here. This goblin right here was basically the equivalent to a sitting duck. In fact, his brain was actually so tiny, that telling this guy he had the same sized brain as a duck, would actually be a compliment. But unfortunately for this young man, he had the brain of a mosquito. Which is why he just got clapped for nearly 6 million coins. Ha 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 ha, wow. But don't be mad at me boys. That's what happens when you try to be a rusher in these savage streets without the proper technique and skill. You get clapped. Wow. Well, would you take a look at this boys? This young man appears to be trying to copy some of our savage methods, but unfortunately for this young man, he still hasn't acquired the proper technique. Believe me young goblin rat, there is much more than just relying on clicking your special attack to clap somebody out for full HP when it comes to using these staffs. Wow. Don't believe me? Well then take a look at this. Even though my live streams have been being ran by my redneck manager from Alabama, all the time I spent sipping lemonade 4 Locos on ice, and smoking extremely stale cigarettes, has made me 10 times better of a PKer than I already was, and I already was the best. Which is why I was able to clap out this Ranger Tunic Cowboy even when he had back-to-back Dragon Bolt special attacks on nearly no hit points at all. Wow. Now boys, take a close look. Behind me is the house of a Varrock citizen who has yet to pay me back for when I lent him 10k nearly 5 years ago. Here's what happens when you decide you are going to mess with my money. I'll come to your house and destroy all of your crap. Ha 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 ha. Wow. Now boys, all joking aside, this weapon is honestly still extremely powerful. Even though the special attack is not the greatest, it still has massive potential to deal massive damage. And if you were in a situation where you were about to be smited, this staff's special attack could come in extremely handy. One thing that I did notice about this staff is that it was extremely clutch when it came to slapping down Iron Men who shouldn't be standing inside of our savage wilderness. Here we have spotted a young wizard who was trying to make a profit on these lava dragons, but what we are about to encounter next is truly going to blow your mind.
Hi, Iron collecting berries.
What in the heck did that rat just say? Does this Iron Man actually think that just because he was an Iron Man who was collecting berries, that I wasn't going to slap him back to the depths of the lake of fire? Sorry to break it to you, Iron Boy, but these are my berries, and you are trying to steal them. Which makes you a thief, which means you need to perish. Oh, and by the way, maybe if you didn't vote no on all the PvP updates, then I wouldn't want to slap you as hard as I do, but you did, so now, you die. Ha 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 ha. Wow. I'm commanding all members of Oldschool Runescape to slap every Iron Man that entered our wilderness, even if he has nothing on at all. And the same goes for these pesky gold farmers. At first I had a strict deal with the gold farmers, but over the last couple of months, the gold farmers have gone rouge, and haven't paid any of their wilderness tax. In fact, some of the gold farmers have been making so much money going under Jagex's radar, that the majority of these gold farmers are actually living lavish. We're talking flat screen televisions, pools in the backyard, and lunchable pizzas in the fridge. Before there was leadership within these communities, but since all of the hedge honchos have all been banned, it left all the lower level farmers to fend for themselves, leaving no guidance and respect, which has led to full-blown anarchy within the wilderness. And Jagex can't do nothing about it because their brains are much too small. You can't even step foot within the Rev Caves without a massive clan, or a gold farmer gang will take you out within seconds. And they all have 99 range. And yes boys, even in 2020 we still have low-level cowboys who are still trying to beat Orvesta, but they still just get clapped out for their full HP. Sorry buddy boy, don't know how many times we gotta tell you, but these streets are much more dangerous than they appear on the videos that you see on YouTube. I then traveled to the furthest point of the wilderness, and casted my Eldritch Nightmare staff into a lake of fire, to burn for eternity. Because this weapon is honestly a huge piece of crap. And I plan on never using it again for PvP, ever. Now if you don't mind, I have some business to attend to in Lumbridge. Like, comment and subscribe if you would like to see more savage and righteous content.
Letting go.